The wind didn't just howl that night near Bozeman, it screamed. Micah found the officer, Elias, half buried in the whiteout. Elias was gone. His canine, Ranger, was still trying to keep him warm. In that desperate, frozen silence, Micah made a promise to a dying man and his dog. The truth would get out. Micah, a veteran with a quiet focus, walked into the precinct days later. He wasn't there for sympathy. He was there to deliver his witness statement, a statement the department was already trying to erase. They had already decided Elias was at fault. Reckless driving, the preliminary report claimed. It was easier than admitting the danger, easier than admitting murder. Lieutenant Carla, from Internal Affairs, approached him. Her smile was thin, professional, and entirely dismissive. She tapped the official report. "Mr. Vance, we appreciate your efforts. But your story doesn't match the reconstruction." Micah looked straight at her. His eyes were clear, steady. "Lieutenant, I was a scout sniper. I can tell the difference between a skid and an impact." The suspect rammed him. Intentionally. Carla laughed, a short, cruel sound that bounced off the tile floor. "Your opinion is noted, Mr. Vance. Thank you for your service, but we stick to facts." She made a show of clipping his statement to the bottom of the rejection pile, dismissing the truth with a piece of metal. "You should know this first, Lieutenant," Micah said, his voice calm, cutting through the sterile silence. He reached inside his jacket, not for a gun, but for a small, anti-static bag. "When I rendered aid, I secured the micro SD card from Elias's dashcam." Carla froze. The office noise, the distant ringing phones, the paper shuffling, seemed to stop completely. The dashcam was destroyed. But the chip? It was intact. He set the tiny piece of plastic on the desk, its presence suddenly massive. "I didn't trust the storm to keep it safe. And I didn't trust a department that blamed a dead officer." A minute passed. It felt like an hour. Everyone in the waiting room, staff, officers, clerks, was watching that door. The silence became an unbearable pressure. Then the door opened. Chief Harrison stood there, defeated. His voice was low, flat, stripped of all authority. The video, it shows the suspect cross the median. It was a deliberate maneuver. It was murder. The lie, the lateral skid, was exposed by a memory card smaller than a thumbnail. The whispers started immediately, growing louder than Carla's earlier dismissal. They were covering it up. They were going to cost Elias's family everything. Micah still didn't stand up to celebrate. He just waited. His quiet strength had done the job. The chief finally faced him. "Mr. Vance, who are you? What gives you the right to hold that evidence?" Micah rose slowly. "My name is Micah Vance. The right I had was human decency. And the reason I knew how to secure that truth? My father, Arthur Vance, he wrote the federal policy on digital chain of custody for the Department of Justice." The chief, the lieutenant, the entire precinct realized they had tried to mock and dismiss the son of the man who literally wrote the rulebook on integrity. Weeks later, the department announced the Elias Protocol, a new rule requiring immediate, outside audit of all critical incident footage. The policy shifted. The system was forced to change. Micah walked out into the high noon sun, leaving the cold office behind. He had kept his promise to the man in the snow.